This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution, and today we're joined by a gentleman I've been wanting to taste with for quite some time, Nikolaus Saahs, who is joining us from Nikolaihof in the Wachau in Austria. How are you today, sir?
Hello, thank you for having me here. I'm great. It's such a perfect day. I just walked through the vineyards today for a lot of hours and just checking everything, if the growing is fine, if there's any diseases, and it looks really fantastic this year. And we got also some good amount of rain this night. So I'm really very, very happy, because when the vineyards are looking happy, then I'm a very happy person.
Excellent, excellent. I can remember your mother getting so excited about showing me the vineyards many years ago, and I hadn't put on any sunscreen at all. And I was out enjoying some wine with your mother, I had quite a bit of wine and had the worst sunstroke I've ever had in my life. Those vineyards that you have get a fair amount of sun. It's amazing. The aspect on there is really quite something.
Yeah, so that's a very special thing here in the Wachau, the terraces, that they're really getting a lot of sun during the day and the cold wind from the north, from the timber quarter. So there's a lot of forest over there, and so there's cool air coming in the night down, and that's perfect for white wine.
Now, those very few people who have never heard of Nikolaihof before, how would you describe your operation in the Wachau?
Actually, Nikolaihof is one of the oldest wineries in Austria. So we have about 2,000 years of history here of Nikolaihof. So some buildings from the Roman Empire, which was 1,800 years ago here, going up to the second floor here in the building. So if you come to Nikolaihof, you really make traveling in time. So that's really fantastic if you come here. So it was a monastery later on. It's a big courtyard. It's a little chapel in here at Nikolaihof. There is this fantastic linden tree where you can sit and eat and drink in our courtyard. And so if you come to Nikolaihof, it's really relaxing. You're slowing down. You're getting out of the real world. You're coming in a special place and can relax and enjoy. I think that's a very, very special thing at Nikolaihof.
I can remember spending a very, very long evening in that courtyard with a multi-course menu from your wonderful kitchens there many a year ago, and I'd love to come back. You were all opened up now, aren't you?
Yeah, luckily. So we are since 2 months, almost 2 months. 1 month. Sorry, yeah, 1.5 months.
1 month. Okay.
We are reopened. Business is running well. Luckily, a lot of guests are coming. Not from overseas, of course. That's we are missing that guest. So it's more local travelers and Germany, of course. It's not so far away. But yeah, we are quite looking good and having a good time and enjoying again life.
Now, you make a lot of very, very different wines at Nikolaihof, a huge range of different labels. But how would you describe the overlying philosophy of Nikolaihof as a winery?
So for us, Nikolaihof wines are never loud. They're never jumping out of the glass, and they're more always very elegant, fine, filigrane. You have really look for the aromas in the glass. That's something very special at Nikolaihof, and we want to make and produce wines for drinking and not just for tastings.
Yes.
The drinkability of a wine is for me the most important thing, and I think with our wine from Nikolaihof, you really have wines what you really can enjoy second or third glass or bottle, easily.
So let's get into your first wine here that I have in front of me. These were the wines for the big virtual Austrian tasting, but I think it was a root day. So I insisted we open them up on a flower or a fruit day. We're in a flower day today. So this is the 2019 Wachau Federspiel Grüner Veltliner. Tell us a little bit. This isn't your normal label, but tell us a little bit about this wine that we have here, the first wine.
Yeah, the 2019 im Weingebirge Grüner Veltliner Federspiel. So Federspiel is the quality in the Wachau. In the Wachau, we have three different qualities or more stylistics, because it always depends what you want to drink. It's the Steinfeder for a very light wine, bone dry, easy drinking, perfect summer wine. And then the Federspiel, so that's the middle category, and that's so like the dry cabinet in Germany. You can compare it a little bit with the dry cabinet wines. And so this one is the middle category, what's in the glass now. And then the highest quality is the Smaragd emerald quality. So that's like a dry Spätlese. That's important that in the Wachau, all these three categories, the wine must be with very, very low residual sugar. So you never will find a sweet Wachau named with these three names wine anywhere.
But they still can be quite dense and rich wines, even without that residual sugar.
Yeah, because that's a part of the physiological ripeness. If you get the physiological ripeness quite early, then you have very intense, very powerful wines, but without the sugar or the high alcohol.
So what are you trying to do with this particular wine? What are you trying to capture in the glass here?
Yeah, it's for me, that's a real, very, very typical Grüne Veltliner. So you get a little bit of these, for Grüne Veltliner, you always say this green pepper smell, this pfeffrige, we say, so peppery. And I think, yeah, that you can really smell a little bit in that wine. And the Federspiel, the Grüne Veltliner Federspiel, should be a wine for just drinking with a light, not too heavy meat, for example, or starters, or you can compare it with almost all starters. And yeah.
It seems every time I'm in your part of the world, it's the Spargel Festival. What time of year is that again?
It's just Spargel time stopped about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So it's this year it was a little bit later because we had a very, very cold spring.
Right.
But it's in April, middle of April to middle of May, something like that. But this year it was about 3 weeks later.
Right. That's one of my favorite times to visit Austria, that's for sure. So, and Germany for that matter. So.
Spargel. I could eat spargel every day for 3 times.
You probably do during Spargel. I think most people do, to be quite honest. It's I have the second wine here, which is the 2018 Wachau Grüne Veltliner Terrassen. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we have in total, we have about a little bit more than 50 parcels. And we, of course, cannot do from every different parcel every single vineyard wine. So we are using these grapes from these different terraces to make a very good drinking wine, uncomplicated summer wine. It's perfect to sit outside under a tree, on a lake, on the sea, and just drinking.
It's a little lighter as well, 11.5% alcohol. Is that the normal alcohol level for this wine?
Yeah, so between 11 and 12. It always depends how the year is, how the vintage is. Because when it's a very hot year and maybe the flowering was not so perfect, then the alcohol level is going up quite fast, and then it's maybe 12 alcohol. But our target is between 11 and 11.5.
I see what you mean about under a tree, on a chair, by a lake. It has that really immediate freshness and brightness to it that lends itself to that kind of situation. Oh yeah, I'll be coming back to that later for sure.